Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today we are going to talk about the obligatory acts, the faraid in Ghusl. There are three things that you do not want to miss when doing Ghusl. There are three faraid in Ghusl, or you can refer to it as major ablution or ritual shower. One is madmada. So if one is fasting, it means to thoroughly rinse them out. And if not fasting, you also gargle. So you want to make sure that when you're fasting, you don't want to gargle at that time because you don't want water entering your throat. Second is istinshaq, that is to thoroughly clean the nostrils. And third, washing of the entire body in such a fashion that not even a single hair or a small part of your body is left out dry. If one completes these three, then they would have completed ghusl, and then they would now be pak or pure from the major hadase, major impurity. So when we say something is fard, what does that mean? They're compulsory acts, right? And if you miss them, then that act is incomplete. So if a fard is left out of ghusl, then the ghusl is incomplete. And without ghusl, if somebody is in a state of hadase akbar, that's major impurity, you cannot read the Quran, you cannot pray salah. If somebody does just the fard acts, it is enough to attain ritual purity. But the fard only ghusl is generally recommended if one does not have enough time or water to do the whole ghusl. One should always try to do complete ghusl with sunnah in order to maximize the rewards. So now let's talk about what necessitates ghusl. One is ejaculation with shahwa, or passion, whether somebody's asleep, like having a wet dream, or somebody being awake. It does not become necessary in the release of the preseminal fluid, or what's called madi. That does not gush out and cause a loss of passion. Or even in case of wadi, which is a sticky liquid released sometimes during urination without passion. But these do break wudu. Second is intercourse, even without ejaculation. Third is after completion of haid or menstruation. Fourth, after completion of nifas, which is postnatal bleeding. So let's talk about these three in a little bit more detail. Number one is madmada, right? What we mentioned here was if you're not fasting, you want to gargle. If you are fasting, then rinse the mouth thoroughly once. You do not want to gargle if fasting, as you don't want water to enter your throat. Second is istinshaq, which is to clean the nostrils thoroughly. The water should reach up to the end of the soft part of the nose. So if you feel your nose, the bottom part is soft, and as you move upwards, you will feel it getting harder. So you want to make sure water reaches up to the soft part of the nose. Third is washing of the entire body. You want to make sure that all the parts get washed, right? And there are certain parts of the body that water won't automatically go to it. You want to make sure that you intentionally clean them, right? So for example, underarms, inner thighs, and making sure the scalp and other areas that are not always accessible can be cleaned. If a single hair or even a small area is left dry, then the ghusl will not be valid. Now, in order to maximize rewards, one must do ghusl with complete sunnah. There are a few sunnahs in ghusl. First is you want to wash hands to the wrists. Then you want to wash the private parts over which any uncleanliness is found. Making niyyah, right? That is the intention to purify from major ritual impurity. Making wudu before the washing of the body, and then passing over the water over the whole body 3 times. It is recommended to urinate prior to doing ghusl to cleanse any remaining impurity. Do note that the water you use for ghusl should be pure and purifying. Not all water has the capability to purify. For example, if you use musta'amal water, which is water that was previously used for wudu or ghusl, then that water cannot be used for another ghusl. There's a lot more details in there. There are different qualities of ingredients, or there are things that could mix with water that could render the water impure. and inshallah we will talk about that in a separate video. So that is it for today. Hope this was helpful. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.